The name itself tells you everything you need to know, Volkswagen. In German, it means the people's car. It's not a complicated idea. The best ones never are. The whole point was to build a machine for ordinary people. People who work hard and pay their taxes could actually afford to buy and run it. Back in the early 1930s, this was a radical thought. Cars were mostly toys for the rich. They were complicated contraptions that cost a fortune. They spent half their time being mended by a man in oily overalls. For the average family, owning a car was about as realistic as owning a private aeroplane. Germany was buzzing with new ideas, but the idea of mass motorization was one that stuck. The government, led by Adolf Hitler, saw the car as a tool. It wasn't just about getting from A to B, it was about modernizing the nation, connecting its cities with new motorways, the autobahns, and giving families a sense of freedom and progress. They wanted a car that could carry 2 adults and 3 children, cruise happily at 100 kilometers per hour, use very little fuel, and crucially cost no more than a small motorcycle. It was a hugely ambitious shopping list. This is where the story truly begins. It's a story not just about metal and engines. To turn this grand vision into a rolling reality, you needed an engineering genius. And they found one in Ferdinand Porsche. Long before his name was plastered on the front of the world's most famous sports cars, Porsche was a brilliant, if sometimes stubborn, automotive designer. He had been tinkering with the idea of a small rear-engined people's car for years. His design was unconventional. Instead of a heavy, water-cooled engine at the front, he proposed a lightweight, air-cooled engine at the back. This got rid of the need for a radiator antifreeze along drive shaft, making the car simpler and cheaper. The design that emerged was instantly recognizable. With its curved aerodynamic shape, it looked like nothing else on the road. People nicknamed it the Beetle almost immediately, and the name stuck. Its round roof, sloping rear, distinctive headlamps gave it a friendly, almost cartoonish character. The engine, a flat-four boxer design, was simple to maintain and incredibly tough. Everything about it was designed for a purpose. The lack of a front engine meant more legroom for the driver, more legroom for the passenger, and the simple mechanics meant that a reasonably competent owner could fix most problems with a basic toolkit. When the war ended in 1945, Germany was in ruins, the Volkswagen factory was a wreck. It had been heavily bombed by the Allies, a heap of twisted steel and rubble. The dream of the people's car seemed buried beneath it. But in a strange twist, the factory fell into the British sector of occupied Germany. The British Army's REM were tasked with deciding its fate. The initial assessment was not promising. Most British car makers dismissed the Beetle as ugly and noisy. One man saw things differently, Major Ivan Hurst. Hurst, an REME officer, recognized the potential in the half-destroyed plant. The British Army needed light transport. Hurst saw the Beetle as the perfect fit. Simple, tough, easy to repair. He and his team of German workers, led by newly appointed director Heinrich Nordhoff, began work, clearing the rubble, salvaging machinery, piecing together a production line, an incredible feat of improvisation and determination. Slowly, the factory came back to life. The first cars used leftover parts and were painted drab khaki for military use. Soon, production shifted to civilians. A brand new Beetle rolling off the line became a powerful symbol. Germany getting back to work, the economy beginning to recover. The Beetle transformed into a symbol of the Wirtschaftswunder. Nordhoff had a clear vision for the company's future. He believed in one car, the Beetle. With production humming along nicely in Germany, Volkswagen began to look outward. The 1950s and 1960s, the golden age of the Beetle's global expansion. In a world of chrome-laden, gas-guzzling land yachts, particularly in America, the Beetle was the underdog. It was small, it was modest, it sipped fuel instead of gulping it. People absolutely loved it for that. It was the anti-car, a statement against excess and conformity. Drive it through snow, across deserts, down bumpy country lanes. It would just keep going. The air-cooled engine couldn't boil over in traffic, and it couldn't freeze in winter. You can't talk about the Beetle's success in America without talking about its advertising. In the late 1950s, Doyle Dane Bernbach was hired to sell this strange little German car to a nation obsessed with size and power. What they did was revolutionary. Instead of trying to make the Beetle look like something it wasn't, they embraced its shortcomings and turned them into strengths. The resulting campaign, with its simple, witty tagline, "Think small," another, was titled Lemon. It showed a Beetle rejected by an inspector for a tiny cosmetic flaw, highlighting Volkswagen's obsessive quality control. The ads spoke to consumers in a smart, respectful tone, using clever copy and clean layouts. This clever marketing helped the Beetle become more than just a car. It became a cultural icon. As successful as the Beetle was, even Volkswagen knew it couldn't last forever. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, car design was moving on. Buyers were starting to demand more modern features like front-wheel drive, water-cooled engines, more interior space. The Beetle, for all its charms, was starting to look like a relic. Volkswagen needed a replacement, a new people's car for a new generation. The first was the Passat, launched in 1973, a modern family saloon and estate with a front-mounted water-cooled engine and front-wheel drive. Practical, spacious, efficient. Then, in 1974, came the real game-changer, the Volkswagen Golf, designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro. A masterpiece of modern, functional design, a compact hatchback with crisp, angular lines, a practical interior, brilliant handling, a quantum leap from the Beetle, an instant sensation. It defined the new Golf class in Europe. In 1976, the GTI arrived, creating the hot hatch overnight, a car that could take the kids to school during the week and thrill you on a country road at the weekend. Alongside them came the Jetta, essentially a Golf with a separate boot. This family of cars was a huge success. While Beetle production continued in Mexico and Brazil, the future in Europe and North America belonged to the Golf, the Passat, and their successors. With its core brand revitalized and its future secure, Volkswagen began to get very ambitious. The company's leadership realized that to be a true global player, it needed to offer more than just affordable family cars. The strategy was simple. If you can't beat them, buy them. Volkswagen took control of Auto Union, which it later resurrected as the Audi brand. Audi was positioned as a premium brand. Vorsprung durch Technik, advancement through technology. The development of Quattro all-wheel drive in the 1980s cemented Audi's reputation as an innovator. In the 1980s and 1990s, Volkswagen acquired Seat in Spain, Škoda in the Czech Republic. Then, under the ambitious leadership of Ferdinand Piëch, the group moved into the stratosphere. In the late 1990s, in an astonishing series of deals, Volkswagen acquired Bentley, Bugatti, Lamborghini. The Volkswagen Group could now share platforms, engines, technology across its vast range of brands. This created enormous economies of scale, making the group incredibly efficient and profitable, producing everything from the practical Volkswagen Up city car to the outrageously fast and expensive Bugatti Veyron. For decades, Volkswagen had built its reputation on trust, quality, and solid German engineering. But in September 2015, that reputation was shattered. The US Environmental Protection Agency issued a notice of violation, accusing Volkswagen of cheating on emissions tests. The scandal, which became known as Dieselgate, was a corporate crisis of epic proportions. The EPA discovered that the cars were fitted with a defeat device. Low emission mode in the lab, but on the road emissions controls switched off at levels up to 40 times higher than the legal limit in the United States. The company's CEO resigned. Its stock price plummeted. Volkswagen faced billions of dollars in fines and was forced to buy back or fix hundreds of thousands of cars. The scandal destroyed the trust that the company had spent generations building. The People's Car Company had lied to the people. If there was one silver lining to the dark cloud of the Dieselgate scandal, it was that it forced Volkswagen to confront its future. That path was now a dead end. It needed a radical change of direction, a new story to tell, and a new technology to believe in. It announced a massive multi-billion euro investment into electric mobility. It was about fundamentally transforming the entire company. Volkswagen declared that its future was electric. It set about developing a brand new dedicated platform, the MEB, the Modular Electric Drive Toolkit. Instead of trying to stuff batteries and motors into cars designed for petrol engines, they started with a clean sheet. The company committed to retooling its factories, retraining its workforce, and building a global network of battery supply chains. The goal was to use its immense manufacturing scale and engineering prowess to democratize electric cars. The new People's Car would not be powered by petrol or diesel. It would be powered by electricity. This new strategy was branded Transform 2025+. Volkswagen aimed to become the world leader in electric mobility, launching dozens of new electric models, promising cleaner production processes and reduced carbon footprint. From the depths of the Dieselgate scandal, a new Volkswagen was starting to emerge, one that was determined to leave its dirty past behind and lead the charge into a clean electric future. The first true product of this electric revolution was the Volkswagen ID.3, a hatchback about the size of a Golf. Launched in 2019, it was the first car built on the new MEB platform. The ID in its name stands for Intelligent Design, Identity and Iconic Design. This was the third major chapter in the company's history, Beetle, Golf. With its modern design, spacious interior made possible by the lack of a bulky engine and long-range battery, the ID.3 was Volkswagen's electric car for the masses. Following the ID.3 came a rapid succession of new electric models, all part of the growing ID family. The ID.4, a compact electric SUV, was designed to appeal to the huge global market for crossovers and was the first ID model to be sold in the United States. Its practicality, range and familiar SUV shape made it a strong contender against rivals from Tesla, Ford and Hyundai. It represented Volkswagen's ambition to make EVs a mainstream choice for families, not just a niche product for early adopters. Perhaps the most eagerly anticipated model was the ID Buzz, a modern, all-electric reimagination of the classic Volkswagen Type 2 microbus, the beloved icon of the 1960s. With its retro-inspired two-tone paint jobs and friendly face, the ID Buzz combined nostalgia with cutting-edge technology. It showed that electric cars didn't have to be sterile, futuristic pods. They could have character, charm, and a connection to a much-loved past. Beyond just building cars, Volkswagen is investing heavily in the entire electric ecosystem. This includes building its own battery factories, known as gigafactories, to secure supply and reduce costs. It's also rolling out a network of fast-charging stations through partnerships like Electrify America. The vision is clear: to make owning and running an electric Volkswagen as easy and seamless as possible. The ID family isn't just a new range of cars, it's the physical manifestation of Volkswagen's commitment to a completely new way of thinking about mobility. The journey of Volkswagen is a remarkable story of reinvention. It is a story that begins with a simple revolutionary idea: a car for the people. The thread that connects the Beetle to the ID.4 is the original mission: to build cars for the many, not the few. From the people's car to the car of the future, Volkswagen's story is one of reinvention, resilience, and innovation.